fighting has been erupted once more between the Armenia and Azerbaijan, two former Soviet Union republics in the Caucasus region. At the heart of the decades-old conflict is the Nagorno-Karabakh region. It is recognized as part of the Azerbaijan but is controlled by the ethnic Armenians. The countries fought a bloody war over the region in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Although they declared a ceasefire, they have never managed to agree a peace treaty. Nagorno-Karabakh is part of Azerbaijan, but its population is majority Armenians. As the Soviet Union collapsed in 1980s, Nagorno-Karabakh voted to become part of the Armenia, sparking a war which stopped with a ceasefire in 1994. Since then, Nagorno-Karabakh has remained part of Azerbaijan, but is controlled by separatist ethnic Armenians backed by the Armenian government. Armenia is majority Christians while oil-rich Azerbaijan is majority Muslim. Turkey has close ties to Azerbaijan, while Russia is allied with Armenia, although it also had a good relations with Azerbaijan. The Caucasus are a strategically important mountainous region in the Southeast Europe. For centuries, different powers in the region, both Christians and Muslims, have vied for control there. Modern-day Armenia and Azerbaijan both became part of the Soviet Union when it was formed in 1920. Nagorno-Karabakh was an ethnic majority Armenian region, but the Soviets gave control over the area to the Azerbaijan authorities. The Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh made several calls to be transferred to Armenian authority control in the following decade, but it was only as the Soviet Union began to collapse in the late 1980s the Nagorno-Karabakh regional parliament officially voted to become part of Armenia. Azerbaijan sought to suppress the separatist movement while Armenia backed it. This led to the ethnic clashes, and after Armenia and Azerbaijan declared independence from the most full-scale war of words. Tens of thousands died and up to a million were displaced amid reports of ethnic cleansing and massacres committed by both sides. The Armenian forces gained control of Nagorno-Karabakh before a Russian-brokered ceasefire was declared in 1984. After that deal, Nagorno-Karabakh remained part of Azerbaijan, but since then has mostly been governed by a separatist, self-declared republic run by the ethnic Armenians and backed by the Armenian government. It also established the Nagorno-Karabakh line of contact, separating the Armenians and the Azerbaijan forces. Peace talks have been taking place since mediated by the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, or OSCE, Minsk Group, a body set up in 1992 and chaired by France, Russia, and the United States. But so far, a peace treaty has not been signed. Clashes have continued throughout the past 3 decades, with the last serious flare-up in 2016, when dozens of troops on both sides died. The conflict is further complicated by geopolitics. NATO member state Turkey was the first nation to recognize Azerbaijan's independence in 1991. Former Azeri President Heydar Aliyev once described the two as one nation with two states. Both share of Turkish culture and population, and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has pledged his nation to Azerbaijan. Moreover, the Turkey has no official relations with Armenia. In 1993, Turkey shut its border with Armenia in support of the Azerbaijanis during the War of Nagorno-Karabakh. Meanwhile, Armenia has a good relations with Russia. There is a Russian military base in Armenia, and both are members of the Collective Security Treaty Organization or CSTO, a military alliance. However, President Vladimir Putin also has a good relations with the Azerbaijanis, and Moscow has called a ceasefire. Last Monday, authorities of Nagorno-Karabakh said another 15 of their soldiers had been killed. They had reported 16 fatalities among the military on Sunday. More than 100 people have been wounded. The self-proclaimed republic said its forces had destroyed 4 Azeri helicopters, 36 tanks and armored personnel vehicles, according to the Armin Press news agency. It also said it had killed many Azerbaijan troops. Armenian Defense Ministry spokeswoman Shoshana Stepanian said that fights of the various intensity are raging on, adding that Defense Army units were carrying out counteractions in several areas. Azerbaijan Defense Ministry said the country forces continued the counter-attack, moving from the advantageous position liberated from the Armenian armed forces. It said that the enemy suffered heavy losses. Azerbaijan earlier confirmed the loss of 1 helicopter but said the crew had survived, and reported that 12 Armenian air defense systems had been destroyed. It denied other losses. Azerbaijan on Monday said 26 civilians were injured in Armenian shelling, accusing Armenia of targeting densely populated areas. Azerbaijan said 5 members of the same family had been killed by the Armenian shelling on Sunday. The casualty claims made by the Armenia and Azerbaijan have not been independently verified. In July, at least 16 people died in border clashes, prompting the largest demonstration in years in the Azerbaijani capital Baku, where there were hopes for the region's recapture.
Strike, instead of moving out of the area with rapid acceleration, they halted as a sitting duck. In such cases, more surprise attack can annihilate the entire forces. A tank can fight alone to dominate an area with a tanks. You need other support vehicles like infantry fighting vehicles so that you can get an edge from against